Hello to whoever finds this journal. My days in Maryland have been rewarding as they are troublesome, and as often dangerous. I have spent the last 6 years assembling my notes in hopes the knowledge I have gained over the time spent in this world to bring good fortune to whoever finds this, and to help them get a better understanding of the world they are about to enter. My intent is to create a compendium of how the world works, what it has to offer, and how you can survive and prosper. There are times I feel my work will only serve more confusion about what I found, but I also felt it necessary to compose my ideas and experience to illuminate a path to those who wish to explore. Contained within are recipes, survival tips, warnings, and more, all in an effort to promote safe travels and an overall awareness of the world you are entering. There will be times when you will be tested in ways this compendium can neither prepare you for or help you from. Your choices as a player and a guild may lead to swift and unprecedented consequences. I believe this to be the ultimate guide for survival and success. Welcome to Mortal Online 2. Hello mortals and welcome in. Today we are talking about a long overdue topic, armor crafting. And to help me explain the topic today, I have brought in the headmaster of the guild, as my character does not do any of this crafting. And also I've been touching grass. Maybe I'll post some IRL adventures if anyone is interested. But anyway, armor crafting is a very lucrative and equally expensive skill, from the different armor styles to the different materials you'll be making the armor with, and even how to adjust the sliders. Everything you need to know will be discussed here. Headmaster is the founder and leader of the guild, which is a dedicated group to help new players get introduced and prepared for the world they are about to enter. Have access to up-to-date guides, game updates, and a team dedicated to answering your questions and developing your character and skills, as well as join you on many different adventures in the Nave. This game is so rough to solo, so if you are new or a veteran and want to contribute to our mission to be the top new player guild, check out the links in the description to join today. Also, there are other links that will help you along your journey, and remember, I pinned the most helpful comment. So let's get into it. Take it away, Headmaster. I didn't bring my net. Look at the size of this fucking cart. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it. Look at the size of this fucking cart. God damn it, get back here. Oh, no, Dad, no.
Hello everyone, my name is the Headmaster, and I am the founder of the University of Maryland, a guild dedicated to taking in new players and showing them the ropes. Today we're going to be teaching you guys all about the ins and outs of armor crafting. If you've been playing Mortal Online 2 for any amount of time, then you know that it's all about the lores, baby. Yes, you need those lores for just about everything in this game, and armor crafting is definitely no exception to that. So let's go over which books you'll need to start armor crafting. But before we get started on that, a couple of things to note. Once you get your skills up to 70 in armor crafting, you'll have reached the maximum stats. So from 70 to 100, you'll just be adding more durability to your armor. So if you're kind of scrounging for points, you might only want to think about getting it up at 70 and then locking it there. So, with that in mind, some of the books that you'll need to get started on armor crafting are, of course, Armor Crafting, Soft Armor Crafting, Laminated Armors, Curite Splinted Armors if you want. I personally don't have it because I just never wore it, but it is pretty good for blunt defense. Then you'll need Plate Armor Crafting, as well as the books for the different styles of plate armor that you want to craft. So each style of armor is going to be a different book. The Tendremic Knight Armor, you can get it at the Meduli or Fabrinum Towers for 32 gold each. The Riser Soldier Armor is in the Jungle Camp and can be traded for 3 small rough Dravid gems. The Mercenary Plate Armor is in Cave Camp, where you can trade 3 small rough Titanids for it. The Draconic Armor you'll find in Tindrum, and in order to get that, you'll need to trade in the Minotaur King's Axe. And the Ranger Armor can be found in Hilspea for a Spider Queen egg. Another thing that you're going to want to learn is Butchery. This is going to help you extract the most materials you can out of animals, which will be vital to your armor crafting. You'll want Guard Fur, Iron Fur, Plate Scales, Panzar, Incisium, Textiles, Silk, and Iron Bone. Most of the other lures you can get by just butchering animals, but those you will need books to unlock. Another book that you're going to need to unlock is Metallurgy. Yes, that's right, metal armors are king in this game. Steel is the gold standard for PvP armor. Now, it takes a long time to craft and you will need a group of people working together to get it, but if you want to learn what it takes to make steel or some of the other metals, go ahead and check out the MO2 Refining Field Guide for more information. Now we know what kind of materials we need, let's go ahead and start crafting some armor. For this demonstration, I'll simply be using bone tissue and leather, that way it'll give you an idea of what the stats are for each style. Afterwards, we'll go over which materials you want to use for which build that you have. First, we got Merc Plate, which is the most popular style of armor in the game. You'll see that most people use a combination of this and the Tendremic Knight armor. The Merc Plate is pretty good for piercing and slashing, but has weakness to blunt. The Rhizar Soldier armor protects a little bit more from blunt damage, but is lacking in the piercing and slashing defense. Then we have the Tendremic Knight armor. It has almost equal protection against slashing and blunt, but is weak to piercing. And finally, we have the Draconic set. This is the best set for piercing. As you can see, it has 47 defense against piercing, as opposed to 38 and 44 of the others. However, it suffers in the blunt and slashing department. I would recommend that mounted archers only use this set. It does look pretty cool though. Onto our materials, I have a few in my inventory here that we can talk about. There's many more materials in the games, but these are just a few so that you can kind of get an idea of how they work. First off, we have bone tissue. This is the worst material in the game. The only armor sets you should be making out of this is the ones that you throw away to get your skills up. After that, we have Emulge. It's one step above bone tissue, but that's not saying much. It'll work in a pinch if it's all you got. Malarium is the standard for noob throwaway sets, I would say. It has decent stats if you're going out to go hit some bandits and don't want to lose your good armor. Next, we have Keeled Scale. This is what you'll mainly want to use for your cheap mage armor. Keeled Scale and Silk Ranger armor sets are great for mages and provide decent protection while still being lightweight. Next up, we got Arthropod. In my opinion, this is the standard for throwaway armor sets. It's easy to come by and provides decent stats. A step above that, we get into Reptile. If you want to start getting into heavy PvP, you're going to want Reptile at the minimum. It's a bit more difficult to get, but worth the stats. If you go above Reptile, you'll find Panzer Carapace, which I do not have on me, but it is the best carapace material you can get. It has very similar stats to steel and is much lighter. And another note on the carapace material, it's actually technically a soft material. So you can make like ranger armor sets out of Reptile, Panzer, or Arthropod, whatever you want. For the armor padding materials, we got full grain leather, which is the lowest tier padding, but also the most plentiful. Almost all animals will drop this, in addition to whatever else they drop. Next up, we have quality leather, which is a lot like the full grain, but more quality. After that, rawhide will be your highest tier leather type padding. The type of padding you can choose will actually impact your armor's stats. So the leather type materials will give you better piercing, the furs will give you better blunt defense, and the silks will make your set lighter. And speaking of fur, the lowest tier of your fur is going to be ground fur. Things like Belbus, Tardogs, wolves, and direwolves will drop this. It's pretty decent for a backing. I would prefer it over full grain or quality leather. Next step up is guard fur. This is the gold standard for armor padding. You'll also find it drops on Tardogs, Belbus, direwolves, and bears. However, like I said before, you will need the book to start getting it. And the tier above that, we got iron fur. Now I don't have any on me, but it is the best fur material. Typically used when making steel or above, and you can get them from the troll, but they don't really drop much, so you're gonna have to hoard it for a while. There's plenty more materials and armor styles to discover. This is just a brief overview of what you'll need to get started on your journey. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, or if you're a new player who might be a little intimidated by the info dump, come chill with us and maybe we can break it down for you. You can find more info about us at mo2info.com. Just search for the University of Maryland in the guild section. Back to you, Bravado.
To add on a little bit more to this, the numbers on each set of armor will determine the mitigated damage it will protect you against. Make sure to slide all of your sliders to the right. The only time you don't want to do this, and it's really not even ideal for this example, is if you are trying to match someone's armor weight that might not be able to wear a proper set. The sliders determine how much material goes into the armor you are crafting. The more material, the better the stats you will have. The more durability the armor will have, but also the more it will weigh. It is a standard to slide them all the way to the right. Let's talk a little bit more about the material of your armor. If the material you are being attacked with is equal to or less than the tier material of your armor, you will have a fair fight. For example, Malarium Heavyset will be great protection from Emulgi weapons, Malarium weapons, and even Incisium weapons, basically other animal material type melee weapons. Your armor quality also plays a huge role in how much it will protect you against. So if someone is attacking you with an impeccable crafted weapon while you are wearing Malarium set that is common quality, the attacker will have the upper hand and do more damage to you against your mitigation will be stunted. Also, keep in mind if the material grade is higher than yours, like as a steel sword would be, your damage mitigation will be even more penalized because they are using a better, stronger material than what you are wearing. I hope this guide was helpful. Again, links are in the description. If you need more help or would like to join our guild, we have plenty more guides to come, so please like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, thank you for watching.